Yo, Ren, turn that up.
You know, same old church. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, them that lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bad bitch and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, them that lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. And the whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bad bitch and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. Come catch this vibe. It's what you play in your ride. Stuff a wood with a 3-5. Then you go live. Fuck how they feeling inside. I do this shit for my guys. Free all of mine. Talked to Lil' Bro the other day. He told me he doing fine. But watch how I slide. Cause niggas see you on the grind. And they'll poke you with the iron. I told him I know that. Niggas know that I blow that. Keep a cannon out of Kodak. You oughta know that. I'm getting high with a dope at. Keep a wood at my notepad. Pull up where the smoke at. I wish I could get my bros back. I leave my bitch with a broke back when she wanna throw that. But lately I've been in my feelings and I'm just wishing I can go back. Said I'm tryna ease my mind. Cause I got too much pride from all these things inside. Cause all my people died, yeah. Jumped in a whip just to take me a ride. Just me and my pipe. Then I rolled me a wood just to ease my mind. To keep from crying, yeah. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, them that lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. And the whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bad bitch and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. Jump in the whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, them that lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. And the whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bad bitch and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe.
It's all good, righteous. Come on, you set the right example for him. Oh, fuck niggas. Come on. When you know you that nigga on fuck them, that nigga, bro. That shit gonna speak for itself. A nigga can't compete with that. Niggas don't like real. Niggas can't take it. Niggas don't know how to come with that real shit. Come that way. Oh, fuck them. Niggas like, that's like positive negative. Oh, fuck them. Niggas gonna bounce away from that shit. Niggas ain't gonna fuck them.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene, McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
WIFTBPM.
From the bottom, but I'm leaving on top. Before I ever put the arm and hammer in the pot, daddy went home, told mama she could leave me on the block. If a nigga need work done, ain't hard to find. If you pay the right price, I be Johnny on the spot. Paid the plug extras just to fit it with a dot. 50 50 in the drum, only need 3 shots. I be telling these niggas I'm surgical with it. Ain't trained to be asking, I'm trained to go get it. If it's sustained, then you know I'm gon' hit it. Take nobody with me, don't need co-defendants. No lean in my cup, I don't need codependence. No pills in my blood, just a still in some gloves. And the steamer that's built and the bitch that's in love. Cause when I need an alibi, that's where I'm gon' be. West side of Chi, that's the home of 2-3. Used to breaking people cars parked at the UC. Fuck 'em, Chief said stick 'em, so we stuck 'em. I was leaning dick to these hoes, I don't love 'em. Waited long to get to these flows, I was stubborn. Got shit to say, gotta get it off my chest. Used to have to pack a piece to get a piece of mind. I ain't resting in peace now, so a nigga feel blessed.
A nigga from the bottom.
From the bottom, but I'm leaving on the top. Focused on the win, I ain't focused on the op. Made it out the streets, but it still fuck the cops.
Happy Sunday, everybody. You know what that means. It's time to get it cracking at the Kickoff Kickback.
Know that.
That's exactly what we're doing, man. I'm your man, Terrence Tomlin, coming to you live for the West End for the Black People Studios. Got my brothers riding with me as usual. Herb Howard, Eugene, McIntosh.
What then now?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling, bros?
Man, if I was doing any better, I'd sell myself. It's a Sunday, man. The Bears got one more chance to save their life. I doubt it, but
One more. Definitely
I'm telling y'all right now, if the Bears lose today and I wake up in the morning and every nigga on that team ain't fired, I'm not watching that shit no more this year.
I don't think they're going to get rid of him. G. I think they're going to give Nagy Pace at least one more year regardless.
Y'all jumping right at y'all already trying to see which heads are gonna roll.
My bad.
All right, yeah, let's roll. Hey, if we got a rewind button in there, man, let's
We done took the ball ran way up the court.
Straight
Point
up.
guard still back there like, hey, slow down, fella. I ain't called shit.
the 4 and the 5 running the break and shit.
Right.
The point guard
Turn
still
it
in the
over.
back.
I'm like, where the ball at? Hey,
Hey, man.
that is the temperature, man. After another Bears loss to the Packers last week, the Bears are looking not necessarily to right the ship, y'all, but to get back on the winning side of things versus the Detroit Lions today. And honestly, like you guys said, if it doesn't go down today versus a team that just fired their head coach and general manager last week,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on, man. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna take y'all lead today, and y'all go ahead and tell me who has the edge in the matchup today, Bears versus Lions.
They're the crib. The Bears are the crib, right?
Are they?
Yeah, the Bears are the crib. We
They are
stole
at the
that
crib
one up
this
in
morning.
Detroit when Swift dropped the touchdown at the end of the game. I think the Bears have the edge. I think the Bears are the better team. I think they have a better roster. I think they are the better team. Obviously, they lost 5 games in a row. They got to come out and play with a little bit of personal pride. That's been the challenge that Coach Matt Nagy has put on the guys to come out and play with some personal pride. He challenged the defense, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
He specifically called out the defense for the way they played against the Packers, and they did play bad football. But the way the defense has been, trying to carry this entire team all season, I thought it was a little bit surprising for him to challenge the defense that way. But he did, and I think they'll respond. I think they'll come out. I expect Eddie Jackson to get a turnover today. Hopefully he get his first pick of the year. He's had 2 pick sixes.
His first pick of the year. That's crazy in Week 13.
Yeah, he's had 2 pick sixes, but they both got called back. So I'm thinking he gets his first pick today. I expect the Bears to come out and win a close game. They aren't good enough to blow anybody out, but I go Bears something like 2017.
Gino.
Personally, I think the Lions' defense matches up well with that terrible-ass Bears offense. Like
Our defense matches up well against that offense. Like me, you, and T.
Oh, no doubt. Throw us at any part of the defense, and we definitely match up well with the Bears.
You give me 50 rushes against Charles Lindell. I'm getting home once.
Maybe twice.
Interesting. And Gino, I want to let you know this is a team, a Detroit Lions team that Mitch Trubisky usually balls out against.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like if the Bears have anything going for them, it's track record. You know what I mean? The Lions usually get beat up on with the Bears. Herb, you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
We saw the Bears sneak out a W in the first week of the season.
Yep.
First week.
Yep.
So I know the Lions still got a bad taste in their mouth. On the ride over here this morning, all I heard on the radio was the people from Detroit saying that this team is going to be re-energized after firing Mike Patricia and their GM.
Really?
They've said that the team has been itching to
Who's the interim coach?
play for somebody else.
But
Darryl Bevel.
Was he the OC all year long?
He was the defensive coach.
He's the DC?
Yes.
I thought Darryl was offensive guy. All right. Yeah, okay, cool.
I feel you, Herb. But on the other side, I do agree with that because what other team would you want to have to run into after all of this happens?
That's true.
But the Chicago Bears.
That's
now,
true.
like you said, as far as the track record, we know Mitch's track record against these guys bodes well for them going forward today. And This is the last chance. Like Herb said, this is the last chance for these guys to do anything right, save the season. They're still in the wild card race. That's just totally ridiculous.
According to your TV screens, the Bears are.
Yeah, according to your TV screen. In reality, they smoked. But
let me throw some stats at you real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like it is a bright side to the possibilities that the Bears have today, man. From 2018 to 2020, Mr. Trubisky is averaging a quarterback rating of 120.
Okay.
Versus the Lions. David Montgomery is coming off the first 100-yard rushing game since they beat the Packers last year. Okay? They haven't won in what, 6 weeks? In 5 weeks?
They haven't won in 6 weeks with the bye, right.
But this is a team that they usually beat up on.
Hey, I got a stat for you about the Bears having scored but once in the third quarter all season.
All season long. And that is a direct reflection of the head coach, right?
And speak on that.
I just said that I think that Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace will probably get another year. If it was my decision, I probably would give him another year too, just because it's just been such a crazy season. I don't feel comfortable about firing any coach in this particular season. It's been crazy. You think about what's going on out in Denver, to then fire Vic Fangio when he has to play an NFL game with no quarterbacks, it's tough. That being said, though, when you don't score a single touchdown, you only score one touchdown in the third quarter all year, that speaks about the coach's inability to adjust in the middle of the game. You come into the game with the game plan. Every single offensive coach comes into the game with a 15-play script. The first 15 plays they want to run, they already have it scripted out. The game goes as I want. These are my first 15 plays regardless. Then the game starts, and you got to find some adjustments, right? The other team is doing a couple of things that you didn't necessarily scout for, you weren't necessarily prepared for, and so it calls for some adjustment when you go into that locker room. Your inability to come out of the locker room and put together a drive to start the second half or any point in the third quarter tells me that Matt Nagy is incapable of adjusting on the fly. All week long, he come up with a game plan for his first 15. But in adjusting after the half, he hasn't seemed to be able to do that with any consistency this year. One touchdown in the third quarter is unacceptable, and to me, it is only about his and his offensive staff's inability to adjust in the middle of the game.
I feel like that's 100% on point, Herb, to have that stat that these guys are not scoring out of a 15-minute break where you get to talk about adjustments, you get to talk about everything you've seen in that first half of the game, and these guys haven't even scored.
It's bad.
In the third quarter, man. And I feel like the deeper you dig into the stats in this offense, of this offense, man, the worse and worse it gets. I know that it's 3 or 4 weeks left in the season, but it gets harder and harder to talk about these Bears games without mentioning somebody needs to be fired, somebody needs to leave, somebody needs to face the consequences for how bad this team is. But let's stay on Nagy for a second, Herb, because you touched on something that I feel like we need to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he felt the need to call out this defense? A defense that was missing Akeem Hicks, missing Eddie Goldman, missing Roy Robertson Harris.
He's an offensive guy. And I think, at his core, he's always treated this, since he's been here, he's always treated this team like they were two separate entities, right? So he's always, even you hear him in the press conference, he refers to the defense as them. He refers to the offense as us, right? And I've always thought that was weird from his very, very first season. Like, you are the head coach. I know you're an offensive guy. You focus on that side of the ball, all fine and well. You don't refer to any part of this team as them and the other part of this team as us. Right. And so the defense has been able to carry them the entire time. And when that doesn't happen, he finds the one opportunity he has to say, hey, it ain't all on offense this time. It's the defense this time. Look how many rushing yards they gave up. Look how many first downs they gave up. They gave up at least 5. He came up with stats. He said they gave up at least 5 yards on something like 26 out of 39 plays or something in a given stretch. It was ridiculous for him to dig that deep into the defense's deficiencies. Again, when you talk about missing Akeem Hicks, you're already missing Eddie Goldman. Those are two of the premier run defenders in the entire National Football League.
Facts.
You take them off anybody's roster, you're going to start to leak yards against the running game.
Just the facts.
And so for him to do that what's surprising for me, now you did hear guys like Eddie Jackson and other leaders of that defense come out and say, we didn't take it personal like that. You know, we hold ourselves to a high standard anyway, right? So it's kind of this idea like, well, we're not really going out there to impress Matt Nagy per se, or even to impress Chuck Pagano, the defensive coordinator per se. We're out there to put our best film on tape, right? And so I'm glad that they weren't really upset about it. I kind of took offense to it because you don't do that to the offense, right? You come out and you say, oh, well, you know, I got to look at the tape. You got to see what happened. We don't really know why we threw that interception. It could have been pass protection. It could have been a route. It could have been this. It could have been something the defense was doing. There's always a reason for why the offense has been as inept as they've been. But as soon as the defense was less than their standard, he threw them under the bus quick. And I didn't like it. I thought it was cowardice of him to take an opportunity to take a shot at the defense like that when they've carried this team. But he also said, listen, this is who we are. This is how this team is built. If we have any chance at winning, our defense has to play at an elite level. They understand that. We understand that. Again, that we language. But I still think it was the wrong thing to do, even though we all understand that if the Bears have any chance of winning, it's because the defense plays well.
I'm glad you said that last part about the responsibility that the defense has week in, week out to carry this team. Mm-hmm. I mean, but I feel like as a fan looking at this team, there's no way you can expect the defense to carry this team for 16 weeks. You know what I mean? At some point, the offense has to show up. Gene, you've been critical of the defense all season. Like you said, they've never looked elite to you. What do you think is going on with the defense now that they're back on the, other – they're under 500, probably won't get back over there for the rest of the season. I want you to marinate on that while we take our first break, man. Y'all are kicking it at the Kickoff Kickback, live from the West Center for the Black People Studios. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like Maze said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
The Red Letter Edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches, penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is, it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking, looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing and sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, in an instant, friendship seeing quick in the music business. It used to to be just music, now it's just business. The relentless pursuit for loot, dividends and interest, hidden agendas, leaving you defenseless against them. Not to mention intentions to benefit from you penning authentic.
We are back live from the West Center for the Black People Studios, man. This is the Kickoff Kickback. Before we go any further, Gino, let these people know what the rules are when they jump down with us.
And y'all know what time it is, man. When you jump down with the brothers every Sunday from 10 to noon, we need y'all to smash that share button, smash that like button.
Smash.
Join the conversation. Hit them comments, man. We see the comments. Shout out to the family members always rocking with the brothers. Sundays during the week on the soil, I said what I said. The Maze Jackson Show, Book of Dawn, Milwaukee Hills World, The Collective. What's my girl? The
Go Ladies.
Go Ladies. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to Magda Desir.
Man,
Friday.
she be having it cracking,
I said what I said on Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes,
yeah, that was a good conversation,
sir.
man. Y'all had a good week, Herb. I was feeling what was that? Was that Thursday when it got a little deep up in here?
Yeah. That was. We had a little heavy show on our.
I was feeling that.
It just went to a place.
It needed to go there.
Yeah.
I was feeling that.
Yeah.
I think me and T might have to touch down on that tomorrow because it was certain similarities between you and Cuz and me and him.
Yep.
That I think
the shared experience amongst black people and especially black men in this country is unique, man. It's very similar across the board.
Bro, I'm telling you because I know Cuz from so long ago, but hearing your story.
Yeah.
And him and not necessarily the same,
right.
But the parents in the house, no dad. It's like the similarities are there. So I think me and T might have to touch down on that just for a taste.
Most definitely. Yeah, it was cool. It was a good conversation. It felt good. It was weird, but it felt good.
No, it's all you need that.
Yeah, for sure.
We need that.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the whole family, man. It's cracking over here, man. Everybody's doing their thing, man. So
I agree.
It's rolling over here. What's in it for the black people?
Herb still ain't shit.
That said was because said was laughing about something I said on maybe Friday night. I was clowning. So said he ain't got no sense. Don't worry about it, man.
Man, so I'm almost up. We got to jump back into this Bears conversation.
Come on, let's do it, man.
Gino, man, I was asking you about the defense before we jumped into the break. You've been critical about those guys all season, and I feel like they're coming off their worst performance of the season. How are you looking at these guys going into this Detroit Lions game as they try to get back to 500? And after that, I got a player I want to ask you guys about.
Well, I agree with Herb as far as Nagy calling out the defense. I don't think that was fair at any rate, especially like he said, he never calls the offense out, but I feel like he doesn't have to call the offense out because we all watch the same game.
It's like even if he does call them out.
Yeah, it's like them niggas are trash, man. So he doesn't have to call them out. But as far as the defense, this was finally the time where he could call them out because they obviously gave up against the Green Bay Packers. And we talked about it.
Saw it.
When you go to Lambeau, I feel like Green Bay, Chicago is the NFL.
Yeah.
If it's one game that any football fan will tune into, Green Bay, Chicago, whether it's at Soldier Field or Lambeau, it has that aura behind it. And going into Lambeau, coming off of a 4-game losing streak, you got to go in there with everything you got. And by the third quarter, once they stacked what they had, 34 in the third.
They tapped out.
It was over with. They ran 3-4 straight plays. I told you, I saw Bilal Nichols. I'm like, bro, this cannot be the effort that he gives they were running at him, and a couple times they stood him up. He didn't even attempt to make a play on the running back. It was absolutely
that was tough. That was tough.
He found out some things this week. Bilal Nichols.
It's different without the guys.
It is different without the guys, right?
Yes.
Like it's different. He sit there on that defensive line and he's next to Akeem Hicks, he's next to Eddie Goldman, he's next to Roy Robertson Harris, Khalil Mack is on that outside. It frees you up to do a lot of things. There's nobody circling number 98 on the game plan board during the week. Say we got to deal with this guy. We got to get double teams to this guy. But once Akeem Hicks is not there's no Eddie Goldman, there's no Roy Robertson Harris. Now it's like Bilal Nichols is the best guy left on that line.
Right.
Double him. It's the first time he has to deal with that. Like usually he's used to the weakest guy one-on-one, and he's a talented guy. I like Bilal Nichols, but he found out what it's like to be Akeem Hicks, what it's like to be Eddie Goldman, and what it's like to play without those guys. It's a whole different world. Welcome to the league last week, young fella.
And what it's like to get that ball ran right at you.
Right down his throat.
And they was standing him. Bro, I'm talking about 3 consecutive runs right at him.
Yeah.
They stood the man up.
Yeah.
And he just turned and watched him run. I said, bro, you're not going to even – okay, true enough, you're not going to catch him. But at least show us that you're hustling, that you're trying.
Tape. You put that on tape, man.
3 plays in a row, bro. So I feel like it was the perfect time for Matt Nagy to go on his bag and call out the defense. I agree with you guys. I think I don't agree with a championship level. I've heard that from 95% of the analysts and the radio shows and all the shows I listen to.
Where you break down the stats, I mean, they're right there with every top defense in the league statistically.
Well, I need my best defensive player. Like again, man, I'm taking it back
right there. That
boom,
leads me
segue.
to the person I want to ask you guys about, who I feel is the Bears' best defensive player, man. Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone 3 straight games without a sack.
Mm-hmm.
He has 6.5 sacks on the year, which I think makes him tied for like 25th.
It's unfortunate.
He's tied. Say that again.
He has 6.5 sacks on the season, which puts him. Excuse me. Yes, he has 6.5 sacks on the season, makes him tied for 15th. It is the lowest amount of sacks he's had since 2016 at this point.
What team was he on in 2016?
He was on the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, okay.
But he finished that season with 13. Okay, he finished that season with 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, what does this lack of stats mean to Khalil Mack, and why do we see him disappear when we do? And is that a mark on him, or is that a mark on the players that play around him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think that is obviously it's indicative of his personal play this year. He hasn't been able to get home, and he'll tell you that it's about finishing, right? It ain't about, having a good rush or almost getting there. It's about finishing. He's trying to finish every single snap. And I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he impacts the game on every single snap. I'm not as down on him as some people have been, as G has been at points this year. I see him impact the game on every single snap, whether that's because he's being double teamed, whether that's because he's flushing the quarterback this way or that way. I like the way he plays the game. Not getting home to get sacks is a real thing, right? That's why he gets paid the way he does, to get sacks. That being said, again, when you start to have those guys go down around you, where you used to playing, you got Roy Robertson Harris next to you, who is an absolute monster in my personal opinion, right? It's different when he's gone, right? Because now you get that extra double team, that guard gets to come down out there and help a little bit more often. When you don't have Eddie Goldman, you aren't stuffing the run as much, right? And then when you can't get the opposing offense in obvious passing downs, that's going to limit your sacks just off general. When you're losing in the second half and the other team gets to run the ball, that's going to limit your opportunities to get after the passer. And so he hasn't had as many opportunities to rush as some of the guys who are leading the league in sacks because their teams play from the front. His team plays from behind. That impacts it as well. But also you got to go to the other side where Robert Quinn is at. Big money free agent. They came in and gave that dude,
the
what,
man that ain't got
$32 million?
Man ain't got a sack since game 1.
Since snap 1.
Snap one.
His first snap of his Bears career, he got a sack. He hasn't gotten a sack since. Right. They gave him, I want to say they gave him $32 million, and far be it for me to count his chips, good for him.
Right.
But if you're going to make that kind of investment, you need some return on that, right? And you see what he's been able to produce, and then you flip over to Leonard Floyd. Where he's at now? Is he out in?
He's out in L.A.
He's out in L.A. with the Rams
with more sacks.
And he's probably he's got more than Khalil, right?
Yeah.
So he's out there producing. I like Leonard Floyd. I always did, right? He wasn't putting up the sack numbers, but I thought again he was a guy who played well. I thought he played well against the run. He could do a lot of things for you. You could drop him the coverage. I wasn't ready to give up on that kid just yet. They went out and got Robert Quinn, who is a proven pass rusher in this league, but it hasn't amounted to anything as a Chicago Bear. And so I think there's a myriad of reasons why Khalil Mack is only at 6.5 sacks. Some of it is on him. Some of it is on the personnel around him. But I think as much as anything, it's the collective. It's about this team always playing from behind and the other team getting to run the ball, limiting his attempts to rush the passer.
Man, you mentioned Leonard Floyd out there in L.A. and look at that how that defense is anchored. They have Aaron Donald up front, Leonard Floyd that second level, and then Jalen Ramsey locking it down, giving Aaron Donald probably another second or two to get to the quarterback. Yeah. It matters. You know what I mean?
It matters.
That's what Eddie Jackson and Akeem
who Herb mentioned.
Yeah,
is without a pick off in week 13.
Because it's a trickle down effect.
Yeah,
it starts with Khalil. It starts with the front. Once you lose Akeem Hicks, it's obvious what happens. Like you said, Khalil Mack the Bears are usually playing from behind, which limits Khalil Mack's chance to get at the quarterback. But I mean, I also think somebody in the comments said it last week. It might have been Ray. He said he thinks Khalil Mack is giving up. And it's tough to say that because I don't think especially as an NFL football player, I don't think there's a give up bone in your body. But
not from that guy for sure.
I just think it's wearing on him because I saw last week when they got it when was it Kyle Fuller? Somebody he had gotten into it with him and Aaron Rodgers were having words, and then he had words with somebody else, and then Khalil Mack kind of came over there and was kind of telling Kyle Fuller, "Come on, man, get off that."
Right, we getting our ass beat out here. Fam.
Stop it. And it was something that
you that pissed, make a tackle. Pick the ball off.
And it was something that I feel like I never seen from Khalil Mack. So I think he may be tired. Remember, early on in the season, I heard sources said he was having knee problems.
Yeah,
that I feel like that's always something to look at. You know what I mean? When you see players kind of dip off, they hurt. Look, man, let's go to a break. I got somebody else I want to throw on the Summer Jam screen for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back at the Kickoff Kickback.
Yep.
WIFTBPM.
Food, culture, impact. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support The Woodline, located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodline is an innovative economic center for the entire family. Stop by and try our jerk-inspired menu. Plus, get details on our new Igloo dining experience. Restaurant, event space, cultural space. For more info about reservations or our COVID-19 friendly space, visit us online at www.thewoodline1200.com.
A1. I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspirational. It's like everybody got a goal. They're trying to reach or alive. They're trying to live, man. Be bumps in the road. You just got to keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? If it don't kill you, it make you strong. You know what I'm saying? My story right here. It takes a special kind of mind to grind and work from the bottom and climb up the ladder of success in time. It doesn't matter what the test is, every step is another level till I step in as the next in line, no question. I'm considered one of the best, my whole life invested in, holding mics and sketching rhymes, you guessed it. I'm on mine, still restless, yes, even pressed up my records on my own dime. As many battles I blew breath in, and open mics I blessed. I'll never be labeled an overnight success, passing out CDs, doing shows for free, then dabbing both to eat so that my soul could speak over these soulful beats that's so cold to me. Like the breeze in the shower, we be posted deep. All the prices that I paid, the sacrifices I made, it'll all come to life one day, someday. Just be patient, man. Bumps the road ain't nothing. Rotate, doesn't stop, no. Check it out, look, I remember it like yesterday, trying to get my record played at a radio station where they play hits for days, having a conversation with this lady I'm facing while she making a statement made for me. She said, look, it's too many words in your hook, you need to work on your look. For what it's worth, I never took her words personal, but at first I wasn't certain though if she knew my words are personal and not just verses and books. Until the curtain closes, this is my version of what I know, learning in first person till I blow, and still I know how it feels to know I'm the deal. Did you still feel like a deal is just right, or a deal just might still add to my appeal? But they won't know I'm real till I touch my first million, right? I'ma chill till my bars is felt and play my hand with the cards I'm dealt, and that's the plan till it's solved itself. Everything you want this world is yours. All you gotta do is claim it, man. Be patient, work hard, man.
We are back kicking it off at the Kickoff Kickback. I'm your man, T-Tom. I got my man, Herb Howard.
What up, though?
Eugene McIntosh riding with me.
What then now?
We're talking Bears versus Lions, man. The Bears, 5-6, losers of 6 straight.
Can I just say one thing before we jump to the next part of this conversation? Khalil Mack is capable of getting sacks in bunches. Would anybody be surprised if he had like 3 sacks today?
Absolutely not.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if he ended up, by the end of the day, he had 10 sacks, right?
Come on, man. I feel like a Mack game.
Yeah, in the season with 14 sacks wouldn't surprise me at all. And also wouldn't surprise me if Eddie Jackson get his hands on 3 or 4 balls over these last 5 games.
And that's my thing. No shade to Khalil Mack because we know how great of a player he is. But when you are built up to have to live up to those standards,
the numbers are the numbers.
The numbers are the numbers, and we hey, man, we're sorry. We know.
No good deed goes unpunished, man.
We know. Herb is a former quarterback.
We know what's in there.
We know what happens. We know that this is a trickle-down effect. We know there are 11 guys on the field. But when you're the main man, when things are going well,
it's on you.
You get the props.
Yeah, way too much credit, way too much blame.
Sorry, Khalil. I got love for you, though, bro. I know you watching. Before y'all get on the field, I know you at your locker tuned in. I got love for you, bro. Come up big for us today, man. Save the season. Because I know.
I'm calling it.
But do you
Matt
see,
finna put Matthew Stafford on his ass 3 times today.
Do you see what we're asking? We asking him to go get a W for us?
We are asking one defensive player.
Yes.
Yeah, but how many times has he? I feel like he has at least 2 under his belt this season already.
Yes. I mean, again, no good deed goes unpunished. His first game as a Bear, he came out and stole the game from the Packers, and we gave it back to him later. Right, his first game with the Bears was up in Lambeau when he first signed the contract. Nagy's first game, we went up there. He came out 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a touchdown. Like he went ape shit. You don't get to come here and spoil us like that and then give us 6 sacks. We don't want it. We don't accept it. Go get us 10 or more.
I want to talk about a player you just mentioned.
Who that?
Eddie Jackson.
Bo Jack.
Speaking of stats, I'm completely surprised that we haven't heard his name more than we have this year. No interceptions so far. I feel like we see him miss tackles on a weekly basis at this point. Can one of y'all break it down for me and rationalize why Eddie Jackson why he doesn't belong on this Summer Jam screen?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Let me know because right now I'm looking at him like, hold on, bro.
Right.
You talk a lot.
Right.
We haven't seen a lot of results this season.
I think he is a ball hawk, the likes of which you don't see very often in this league.
Okay.
Right? I think his instincts are second to none. He understands what the offense is trying to do to the defense on every given play. He has the range, the ability, and the desire to go get the football, wherever it's at. But tackling isn't his strong suit, right? It's just that's not what he does best. What he does best is track the ball in the air and go get that thing. That being said, he's an adequate tackler. I think he's missing tackles because he's pressing for turnovers, right? He's this late in the season. You said week 13, no picks. I think he does have like a forced fumble and a fumble recovery or something like that. But he doesn't have the pick, so he's forcing it, right? He's trying to create a turnover on every single snap, and that manifests itself in bad ways sometimes. Sometimes you catch yourself out of position because you're trying to jump over there and get a pick. Sometimes you run up on the football and you're trying to punch that thing out without securing the tackle first, right? You ain't Peanut Tillman, right? He's the only person that don't need help to force his fumble. He can run up to you, grab you, punch you at the same time. Like the peanut punch is a unique thing in and of itself. I think that Eddie Jackson is trying too hard. I think that, the best players, those turnovers kind of come to them. Yeah, they forcing the issue. Yeah, they making it happen, but they aren't forcing it in a way that's causing them to be out of position or forcing them to miss tackles. I think he's trying too hard. I think it's coming from a good place. I don't think obviously he's not a bad football player. Tackling isn't his strong suit, but he's an adequate tackler. He can tackle in this league. I think he's trying too hard. I think he's trying to force the ball out every time that's causing him to miss tackles.
I feel like you can see that when it comes to Eddie Jackson.
Plus, again, no Akeem Hicks, no Eddie Goldman. Those running backs are getting up to that third level where he's at with a full head of steam.
Full head.
Right? It's different, right? It's different trying to stop, King Henry, Alvin Kamara, any back in this league. When he got a 15-yard head start at your safety is in a bad spot, period.
Mm-hmm. I'm mad that I can't remember the guy who said it now, but it was a guy calling the game and said, I don't want anybody from my secondary to have tackles.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if my safety or my cornerback has 5-6 tackles, that means
it's a problem.
Exactly, and I feel like today is an opportunity for Eddie Jackson to have a big game, man. No Kenny Galladay going for the Lions.
Good. He's a good player, man.
Yeah, I feel like he is so important to the Lions when it comes to if they win or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but Matt Stafford is still gonna put that ball in the air.
I love Matt Stafford.
Me too.
He's a gunslinger, dude. He gonna put that ball in the air regardless. He gonna test you.
Really? I kind of can see Matt Stafford in the Bears jersey.
Come on home,
Herb.
I ain't mad.
Come on home, Matt Stafford.
We know the list of quarterbacks we've seen here as Bears fans in our lifetime. Matt Stafford better than all of them, right? So come on with it.
All right. Okay. Let's dive into this, and this will be how we wrap up the Bears talk for the day. The Bears are at a point where when you look at that division, the top spot is probably sold up. We say they're in the hunt for the wild card, but we know what's good.
Right.
We know what's good.
Right.
Is it time for this team to look at the draft? I got to see Justin Fields for like the second time over the weekend, and I partially started picturing him.
No.
Did that lady die this week?
No.
Oh, okay. Then why are we talking about Justin Fields in the Bears uniform?
My question is, if they lose, if they continue to lose, it's quite possible that they don't win another game this year.
If they aren't going to win all the games, they should lose all the games.
Okay.
Right? We heard that from Joe Louis last week. Joe Louis was already on that point. Like, man, they can go ahead and lose out, right? Even a week ago, Joe was on that. I think that, they still have 5 games. If they win all 5 games, they can still finish, 10-6?
If they win all 5 games.
Right.
You're asking a lot. Right?
You're asking way too much. Obviously, they got to play the Packers again. We just saw them beat the brakes off them boys. They're not beating them anywhere, right? But, in a perfect world, they could win 5 games. So they're still in it. If they lose one more, lose them all, right? So you can be in better position for a draft pick. But even if they had the number 1 pick, right, or if they had the number 2 picks, I think Trevor Lawrence would probably go number 1.
Oh yeah.
If they had the number 2 pick and Justin Fields was there,
oh no way.
Unless that lady dies, Justin Fields, the black quarterback from Ohio State. If you don't know who Justin Fields is, he's the black quarterback from Ohio State, dual threat quarterback. He's lighting the college world on fire right now. The Bears ain't taking him.
So if the lady died,
unless that lady died, they're not taking him.
As long as it's a McCaskey running the show. This is what we're gonna be getting served up. This is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I don't think Virginia McCaskey checking out won't change that. I think we should get.
It just is what it is.
I mean, they're not selling. They're not selling the team. Do you see that? You know what I mean? Can you see the McCaskey?
Hell no.
Exactly.
Papa Bear roll over in his grave. But shout out to my man Suge. He hit me up yesterday. He was like, man, because we had this conversation last week about, that lady need to die before we can get a franchise quarterback that's black. And we talked about George Halas and the type of person he had to be as an old, rich, powerful white man in the early 1900s, right?
A father of the league.
So Suge go look up some history and tell me the story about when they were playing against, I can't remember, maybe the Browns, something like that, and they had Fritz Pollard, the black dude. And he went absolutely crazy on the Bears. And after the game, Papa Bear, George Halas says, man, we ain't playing against no more teams with niggers again, right? We're not playing against them no more. He was also, obviously, as the architect of the league, one of the founding fathers of the league, he was instrumental in having 12 years where black players weren't even allowed to play in the league, right? That was another decision he was instrumental in. So, man, listen, early 1900s, you a rich, powerful old white dude. I know who you are. I know what you're about. Ain't even nothing to talk about on that. Your daughter can't fall far from that tree, right? She's a 95-year-old white woman. Rich, powerful her whole life. I don't believe that lady ain't racist. I don't believe it at all. And their track record with black quarterbacks tells me that. So, I would love to see Justin Fields here, but I wouldn't bet 2 nickels on it.
And I watched Justin Fields light Michigan State up yesterday. I'm like, man, he would be decent in a Bears uniform, especially with the way that the offense is going in the NFL right now. I think that dude, it was another black guy I was watching yesterday. I can't remember his name. I can't even remember so much college football on yesterday, but they had like the top 6 quarterbacks available for next year's draft. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence was number 1, but like 4 of the next 5 were black QBs. I think, no, it was 3 because there was the kid from Florida is good. But I think half of those quarterbacks were black, and it's like, man, that would be great to have one of those guys. But then
here's my rationale on it. Yeah, when have the Bears missed on a prospect the way they've missed on Deshaun Watson? I feel like this has been thrown back in their face more than anything in their history. They cannot pass up on another sure thing, regardless if he's black, white.
Yeah.
If the Bears are in position to get a top quarterback, they should take him regardless and not even think about it.
Pull the trigger immediately.
They should have done that with Deshaun Watson. It's hard to let those dudes off the hook for it.
It's tough.
And I see people saying get over it every single week, and every time I look at Deshaun Watson's stats,
how am I get over it?
I can't get over that shit. I can't get over that shit. When Deshaun Watson is going to show you this week that it doesn't matter who he plays with. He's just a top quarterback. This Bears organization has to change their philosophy, whether it's one of the McCaskies, because I don't feel like Virginia dying is going to change anything. You know what I mean? I feel like as long as it's a McCaskey there, there's going to be some issues. Now, what needs to happen is the person who's making the decisions needs to change. Like Ted Phillips, why is he still here? You know what I mean?
Because it's a family business, man.
He needs to go, and they need to change this philosophy. I need a real football mind in here. We talked over the break about the Steelers and their coaching situation. Here's why Mike Tomlin has been the coach over there at the Steelers for so long. Because all he cares and knows about is football.
That's it.
Okay? They like, look, Mike, all I want you to care about is football. He like, oh, that ain't a problem.
That's it.
I sleep and eat.
That's all I know.
You want me to tell him don't kneel? Or you want us to keep us in the walk? Oh, we do that. But we'll be ready to play on Sunday.
No excuses, no explanation.
The Bears' issue is they don't be ready to play on Sundays, bruh. We saw Mitch Trubisky. After weeks off, he's coming back, and it was an instant train wreck. It was never good. You know what I mean? These guys just from the jump.
I disagree.
You disagree with what point?
That it wasn't good. While it wasn't Mitch's fault it wasn't good from the jump. Bill Lazor's fault that it wasn't good from the jump.
Bill Lazor had called a good game.
No, he didn't.
On that first drive, it should have been 7-0.
Yeah, because Allen Robinson dropped a touchdown in the back of the end zone.
Yes.
Cole Kmet dropped the one before him.
Okay,
that happened.
Good point. Okay, because over the week, Dan on ESPN, Dan Orlovsky, however you say his last name,
Orlovsky
broke down that video of the Cole Kmet drop touchdown, and instead of it looking like, at first, like Cole Kmet dropped the touchdown, it was obvious that Trubisky threw it to the other side of his body. He had to turn around and try to, which completely, like you can't do that as a quarterback. It was an easy throw for Mitch, and he missed it, bruh.
Heard.
It's a catch you want to make.
Thank you.
It's a catch you want to make.
You're a quarterback.
It's a catch you want to make, but you want your quarterback to put that.
That's true, too.
You want
footwork. And I feel like, yes, it's easy to say Cole Kmet, but we are dealing with a subpar quarterback who makes easy throws, tougher than they should.
Mitch ain't no huffer than Nick Foles, man.
Sure.
And see, now I always get.
And Bill Lazor called those plays though, right? So Bill Lazor called those plays, and they should have been touchdowns.
Plays,
right? So he called 2 plays that should have been touchdowns. Guys have to make those plays. Mitch has to make that throw. You want to make it as easy as possible, but as a starting tight end in the National Football League, and Cole Kmet's time has continued to go up. I think he had over 50 snaps last week.
For the first time,
right? His opportunities continue to go up. You got to make that catch, man. It's not easy, but you're an NFL tight end. Come down with that ball. Same thing for A-Rod.
You run the ball 30 times. How does David Montgomery get a 60-yard run up the middle, then touches the ball 10 more times the rest of the game? True enough, they're down.
Yeah,
but back to my and before we go, I gotta get this off before we go to break.
The game script changes.
That's Bill. They were
down 26-3.
They were down 6-3.
Right.
He's hitting David Montgomery in the flat. He's hitting Allen Robinson over the middle. He's hitting Darnell Mooney on the outs.
Right.
Then he wants to call a play to go down the field.
Right.
What did we say? The key to the game was time of possession, man. Limit Mitch Trubisky's deficiencies. Don't make him throw down the field. Keep the ball short and sweet, dink and dunk. Get a ball to David Montgomery.
The issue is
lose that way, man.
The issue is if Trubisky is throwing, it's a deficiency. Okay.
I disagree with that, man.
Slow the game down, man. The Bears can't afford to play up and down the field game.
Period.
Slow that thing down. Let each team have about 50, 60 snaps at most. Get up out of here and see where we at.
Let's jump into a break real quick, y'all. We're talking Bears at the kickoff.
See what the Bears do to us, man?
Nuclear thoughts lead to atomic verses. Me and Max attack with a common purpose. I stole them niggas, you stole out your mama purses. You bitch niggas been disloyal since KB Toys. The streets gave me poise. No Melvin's just a bunch of Rodneys and baby boys. Listen, I'm not the one that you should try your luck with. Get abducted, fucked up, and then left in a rusted bucket, biatch. Sick train of thought, only y'all can conduct it. Just when they thought I was dusted and not a touch, I adjusted, and bounced back like I had Spalding on me. I am God, the clouds open, now the sun's rays is falling on me. To the heavens is calling on me, my shit gon' be elite. Your shit is mystery meat, you say it's beef, but it's all baloney. And fuck these niggas and all they homies, they all is phonies. I'm riding till the wheels fall off this bitch and it's stalling on me. It's alarming these rappers think that we all in the same ballpark. Fuck y'all thought the disrespect is appalling. Standing over the witch's cauldron, concocting murderous plots to help me further my spot. Guess you can say I'm stirring the pot. Heard a lot of niggas think they fucking with the overlord or going overboard. Potent dope that's spoke from vocal cords. The key to success is possessing a gift that can open doors. Therefore the flow is nasty like infected open source. You a knight in rusted armor, equipped with a broken sword. Throwing rocks at a fire-breathing dragon, provoking wars. These is more than rhyming words, my nigga. I'm no thesaurus, I'm too complete for you to compete. My shit deep as the ocean floors. But yet I'm barely scratching the surface. Trust me, it's more to come. So motherfucking hot, I ignore the sun. Imagine if Yvonne Thomas ignored the conscience and chose to abort a son. We never would have got to bear witness to this historic run. It's effortless when I spit these descriptive works of art. I hurt your heart with these harsh realities till it burst apart. It's feeling like I'm about to have a great year. I take the fear and hate here and turn it into Shakespeare, motherfucker. Fuck you mean, bitch.
WIFTBPM.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
You'll never breed a warrior.
Warriors, come out to play.
You hear that? And that's what's happening at every angle. They're creating paradigms where we can only raise feminine men. Whether they're homosexual or not, they feminine as shit.
Sure, because all masculinity is toxic.
All masculinity is toxic in a war-torn society where the dominant society is saying to your ass, we don't never want no warriors.
Right.
You bastards. Any book you've ever read, you can read the Bible, goddammit. When they go and they destroy some shit, they kill all the boy babies.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even want you growing up to think you're going to do some shit to me.
Animals do the same thing. If I come over here and I take over this village now or whatever, like this gonna be my pride. First thing I'm doing, killing the male boys, like killing the male babies.
Don't you even grow up with that attitude,
Don't you
little
even
nigga.
think about it.
Ever.
Okay?
Bitch.
Right. You ain't my daddy, you damn right I ain't your daddy. Fuck your fort, little nigga.
Fuck your fort.
You're not my dad.
Oh man, I hate that I laugh at this shit in public.
That's real.
I hate that I laugh at this stuff in public.
That's real though, right? Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Nigga, that's the court. You know what I'm saying? You see that they tearing the shit down though, man. I remember back in the day, everybody used to be out here juking and shit, man. It's your boy, Young Fella, man. You know what I'm saying? Tearing our shit down, nigga. My mom, nigga. Fuck with those. 60638 to the world, blow, though. You understand?
On this road from a boy to a man with no one to hold my hand. Shit, I'm just praying that I make it home safe. You never know what to expect when living life up in the jacks. One wrong step could be the reason you don't make it home safe. Gang writings on the walls, niggas running from the laws.
We are back talking Bears at the Kickoff Kickback. These guys got some strong opinions on what's going on with the Bears right now, man. Is it the defense? Is it the offense? Is it the coaching? Reasonable minds seem to agree that it's all of the above.
Yeah, I'm Cass
is tough.
So we'll get into the picks in the second half of the next hour. The Bears kick off at noon today from Soldier Field versus the Lions.
Yeah.
But, man, let's talk about some non-football action for a second, man.
I know this will probably make our viewers happy out there.
I feel like it's more boxing fans in the comments than we recognize. You know what I mean? This is the second weekend in a row where we had some boxing to talk about.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, we had Mike Tyson and those guys rumbling out of the old folks' home to get it in. But yesterday we had a different kind of fight, man. A comeback story, man. Earl Spence Jr. a year and a half ago was in a car accident that jeopardized his career, man.
Yeah.
Yesterday was his first time back in the ring, defending his welterweight championship versus Danny Garcia, man. A New York cat that has been doing it for years. You know what I mean? A veteran out there. And Earl Spence Jr. put on a show, I felt, man. He put on a boxing exhibition. It went the distance, and he ended up taking it unanimously.
Okay.
Gino, man, tell me what you thought about that one right there, because I felt like it was getting close to a knockout, but you ended up just seeing a guy that outclassed Danny Garcia, bro.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of people were worried about Errol Spence and being in his right, first of all, being in the right headspace. I feel like physically he looked good. He looked like Errol Spence Jr. physically, but, you know, leading up to the fight, sometimes he just didn't sound like himself.
Okay.
But when you crash at 100 miles per hour and you land on your face, and
that's tough.
Yeah, you know, you kind of got to rethink some things
put some
and gain
perspective,
gain everything. You know, you go through a lot. And hopping back in the boxing ring, come on, bro. That's
tough.
extremely tough.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people were worried just about his head space. And after that first round, I'm like, oh, this is Errol Spence Jr. And I feel like Danny Garcia, the styles win fights. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but I'm a boxing fan. My mama put me on boxing back in the Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran days. I came up in that era. Like, okay, Ali and Joe and them guys, that was a different era. But I feel like Sugar Ray, Marvin, Tommy, those guys, that was the era.
Prime era, for
that
sure.
was the era. So I've been in tune with boxing then. So I think nowadays, when people don't see knockouts, because obviously we came up in the Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis days. Heavyweights knocking each other's blocks off.
Right.
So when you don't get that knockout, when you don't get that first round knockout, a lot of blood everywhere, people feel like the fight wasn't worth nothing. But I feel like last night was just a total display of what boxing really is. And I feel like styles win fights. And Danny Garcia, if you know about Danny Garcia, he's tough. He's from Philly. But he's a counter fighter. So I felt like
waiting for you to make a mistake.
And Errol Spence Jr. ain't making no mistakes. He'll get caught once or twice.
Technician.
He got caught a couple times last night because he's
as you will against a counterpuncher,
and he's getting his feet back wet. He's coming back.
That was interesting, man, because I was kind of expecting him to be tired at some point, but in that last round he was bouncing around. Like, I feel like the last 3 rounds he had another boost in energy. I was impressed by Earl, man. To be off as long as he was, I think he was in better shape than Danny Garcia.
He was, but that's what he said. He said he got tired, but then that's when your coaches, okay, obviously the training plays a huge part, but then when you got those guys in your corner, Buddy told him, he said, hey, look, man, stop playing around with him because he'll catch you slipping. And if you know Danny Garcia, counter-punching. So he'll wait till that 9th or 10th round to try to catch you off your square. Just like Errol said. He said that 8, 9, 10, he got a little tired. He knew he was winning the scorecard. So he, caught himself slipping. So he said 11 and 12, I had to get back on my square and let him know what was going on. So I just felt like after round 1, 2, and 3, when Danny Garcia didn't make the adjustment, wasn't throwing enough punches, you're not going to outland Errol Spence, period. No one's going to outland Errol Spence. So after round 4, Danny Garcia was still playing the cut. His pops kept telling him, look, man, you got to stay in the middle of the ring, get off the ropes, and stop bagging up. You saw the last 10 seconds. He should have been doing that the whole fight.
Right.
You get tired, hey, man, that's on you. But
empty your clip.
Empty the clip early.
Should have been doing that every round.
And that was his downfall. But it was a great fight. Danny Garcia is a warrior. Errol Spence Jr. is still the man. And now I saw Sean Porter talking about, he wanted to, he was next in line. I feel like don't nobody want to see Errol Spence and Sean Porter. However,
look,
Bob Arum and them set it up. We need to see Spence and Bud, man. Period.
Definitely want that Terrence Crawford fight. What's always interesting to me when it comes to these fights? He was controlling the fight with his jab, the whole, tapping him, keeping him at a distance. But then you look up and Danny Garcia's left eye is closed.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, okay, it's a one of those professional sports things where I'm picturing myself in that ring laid out after one jab. You know what
Facts.
I mean? So, I thought it was a great fight. I'm totally looking forward to, hopefully getting that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight busting next,
I saw a lot of people, I think it was like a 50-50 split on who they think, because a lot of people are saying Terrence Crawford hasn't fought anybody, and they think Errol Spence will get the best of him. But if I was to put my bread up, I'm definitely going with Bud. I think Errol Spence is stronger than he looks. I think he's a pretty good defensive fighter. Like I said, nobody's going to outland him, but I think Terrence Crawford got that 1-2 that you just don't want to get hit with. And I think later on in the fight is where I don't think it's gonna go 12. I think that's a knockout, and I think Terrence Crawford has the knockout ability to catch Errol Spence slipping. But I would love to see it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know. Is it Bob Arum? Is that his area? Is that?
I don't know who will be promoting that. Who will be over that?
I think it is Bob Arum. But Like I said, Sean Porter said he was next in line. I know there are a couple other guys.
Did you see that fit Sean Porter had on?
Of course I did. Looking like a preacher from 1989.
Bro, I don't know who was braiding his hair up. He like, give me the look. It looked like I'm turning to the side, but I'm not.
Did you see his socks and his shoes?
I saw the bloody red socks with the loafers, bro.
West side, fam.
Okay.
Nah, fam.
He
Nah,
was casket sharp. You feel me? He was casket sharp out there.
Did y'all see Buddy Ron? You said the 6'6" Buddy. What was his name?
Sebastian Fedoro.
Sebastian Fedoro.
Homie was looking like Vladimir from Rocky IV. Okay?
The man,
he was on one of the undercards.
He was the was it the fight before?
Yeah, the man left uppercut was so mean.
Vicious.
Man, he was
6'5".
He flooded, Buddy.
Oh wow.
It looked like an anime cartoon.
6'6", 154.
Tallest middleweight.
Really?
6'6", 154. Flooding, Buddy. He flooded him.
6'6", 154.
He flooded him like 30
He held like
straight.
a pencil, bro.
Like a pencil.
Her.
Okay.
Them hands, though.
Yeah.
Flooding, fool. He flooded the man with a 30-piece. Buddy couldn't even get one off.
The man looked like he hit so hard. TKO in the second round.
He couldn't even get 30-piece spicy. Buddy couldn't even get one off. The corner had to call it.
Mouth sauce on the side.
On the real.
Hey, man, I want to give a quick shout-out to Mace Jackson, man, coming through with these polls on the live feed. Man, y'all make sure y'all participate in the polls, answer the questions. It's a new feature that Mace just came up with.
The ticker.
I salute it.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make your voice heard. Answer some of these poll questions. Man, that music means we got to jump into a break real quick, y'all. We'll be right back at the Kickoff Kickback.
Yep.
Navigating the obstacles of the streets can be one hell of a feat. Think it's sweet, you might not make it home safe. A bunch of children of the ghetto, unaware of the shit that awaited us all. Staring at the letter CVL spray painted on walls. Was just a tender boy, son of a single mother, expecting a baby girl. Now yes, subjected to this crazy world. And at this time, I'm thinking life was all Saturday morning cartoons and action figures. Not knowing that as I get bigger, that shit'll get dark soon. Them cap guns turned to broke revolvers with bodies on them. Some rebel. Some took to the streets cause ain't nobody want them. I went from mama's boy to child of the streets, a child of deceit. I was young and running wild in the streets, hanging with folks them, but I wouldn't plug. They just accepted me, gave me some lit, told me fear no Vic, that was the recipe. Can't run the streets if you know you got poor endurance. Stay on point cause proper preparation prevents poor performance. Had to look, listen, and learn to peep the underhanded. Barely surviving, striving for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Hit the county couple times, felt like I was stuck in time. Family looking at me like I lost my motherfucking mind. Coming home from school high, mommy tweaking, cursing me out. I holla, fuck you, bitch. Grab some of my shit, then leave the house. Graduated to selling crack and weed. Made a couple bucks, but I was getting whooped. Blind to the tricks of the older clucks. Got stumped out by the police for a young nigga in these cold streets. It ain't no peace. All that speedball and get your brains left on a slow leak. Mommy moved us to the burbs. That created bigger issues. I'm on the metro headed to the hood with weed scales and pistols. Folks got jumped. It's go time. Now I think I'm a hitter. We never found them niggas. A blessing that I ain't have to pull a trigger. I thought I was too live with that bullshit 2-5. Trying to be something I wasn't. I was living true lies. To the memory of all my niggas left deceased. I post some liquor in your honor, hoping that you rest in peace. On this road from a boy to a man with no one to hold my hand. Shit, I'm just praying that I make it home safe. You never know what to expect when living life up in the jacks. One wrong step could be the reason you don't make it home safe. Gang writings on the walls, niggas running from the laws, but through it all, we just really trying to make it home safe. Navigating the obstacles of the streets can be one hell of a feat. Think it's sweet, you might not make it home safe.
A woman died after being shot multiple times while sitting in a car in the LeClaire Courts neighborhood.
Courtney Guzman is live at Mount Sinai Hospital with more.
WIFTVPN.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene, McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what?
We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button, smash that share button, and continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. We are back live from the Kickoff Kickback as Herb drops some bars. You know what I mean?
I like that track, man. I feel that one every time it come on.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes,
Herb,
sir.
you said you saw Buddy in the comments. You said he got to have some bars with that name. Do you
Oh,
remember
what was
the
my
name?
man name? Something the Drip God or something like that? What was it? Was like Gatto the Drip God, something like that. Man, I'll dig the name, but if you got a name like that, you got to have bars, my G. So if you're still in here, let me know if you got bars, and if you do, send us some music, man, if you're from the shot.
Only if you from the shot,
right?
Only if you from the shot, man.
That's his song, Run It.
Oh, that's his song, Run It?
Yeah, that's his song.
Oh, see, I knew he had bars.
DJ, that's your guy?
Yeah.
Told you, Herb.
You did say with a name like that, he got to have bars. Oh, that's dope, then.
And that's
That
got
shit
to be
sounds
one
good.
of that's got to be DJ or Ron's guy.
Okay, I see y'all out here.
Yes, sir. Hey, speaking of bars, Herb, you brought up a topic I think is great to touch on. People that deserve to be thrown behind bars for picking some of these players
Oh, my God.
that didn't pan out.
Oh, my
We're
God.
talking draft bust, man.
A lot of these GMs should be behind bars for some of these picks.
George Carlin is one of my favorite comedians ever, man. He has
One of the
bit,
realest.
He has a bit called "People That Ought to Be Killed." Okay, like just look it up. It's like 10 minutes
People
of
that
people
ought to be
that
killed.
ought to be killed.
Wow,
it's a absolutely hilarious.
That might be worse
bit.
than you talking about Virginia McCaskey needing to die, man.
Yeah.
Herb, I see people out there saying, Herb, stop talking about Virginia McCaskey dying, man.
That lady, listen,
Like she
I'm not
needs
saying she
any
needs to be
help.
killed. I'm not saying nobody should kill her. But she just needs to die. She's old enough. She needs to die, and then maybe the Bears could stop being so awful in the draft.
Hey, comments, I tried.
I said what I said.
We got our said what I said representative up here,
Shout
y'all.
out to Cuz, man. Shout out to Cuz.
Indeed, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out me and Tucson every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. So I said what I said, man. We say that kind of shit all the time. I meant it.
I enjoy it.
That lady need to die because our draft history says so.
That's terrible.
It's been awful.
Draft history is absolutely horrendous, man. Go ahead and give me some of these busts.
I'm talking about if the Bears don't win today, then they should lose out so they can get a higher draft pick. But I also have zero confidence that even if we had the highest draft pick, that we would do the right thing with it. We would find a way to blow it either way. It's just kind of what we do. That being said, you look over some of the biggest draft, but just the Bears or just in general?
In general, from our recent memory.
All right, in recent history, I would say.
Yeah,
you take I'll take the first pick.
Yeah, you take the first one.
All right, I'll take Jamarcus Russell.
Wow.
Number one pick out of LSU, went to the Oakland Raiders. He was about 6'6", maybe a cupcake short of 300 pounds. Huge motherfucker. Like, that's how you describe. That's how I would describe
What draft
him.
was that? Like 08, 06?
Don't give me the
07?
line. Somewhere around there.
I think this had to be like 09.
No, it was before. It had to be before 09.
It was before 09?
I think it might have been like 07.
I want to say it was like 07, 08.
Okay.
Somewhere. When it was 07?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, DJ.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell came out in 07. This guy had arm talent unlike anybody you've ever seen. He could literally from one knee, he could throw the ball 70 yards.
Yes, bro.
The dude had an absolute cannon, and again, he was a humongous human being, right? But he did not invest any time into his craft. The man wasn't watching no film. The man wasn't getting in the weight room. The man wasn't getting no extra throws in. He says, God bless me with a left arm and a cannon, and I'm going to use that. That's it. And though he had a cannon, he didn't put nothing else into it, man. For a guy to have that type of physical ability in terms of size and arm talent, I expected him to be at least a really good player in the league. Mm-hmm. He fizzled out.
I remember hearing the Dante Culpepper comparison.
Yeah, man. And
he came out.
I like that. I was a big quarterback, right? And so I wore number 11 because of Dante Culpepper. Well, actually, I wore number 11 because of LeVar Arrington. But as a quarterback, I wore it because of Dante Culpepper, man. Yeah, LeVar Arrington is probably my favorite all-time college player.
Man,
When he was number 11 at Penn State,
yes, sir.
Ridiculous. Yeah. But, you know, I've always had an affinity for larger quarterbacks, right? And, I thought Jamarcus Russell would be good. He was an absolute bust. So I'll take him with my number 1 pick for biggest bust in recent memory.
Ain't no telling what Jamarcus is doing these days. Go ahead.
Hey, speaking of Dante Culpepper, didn't the Bears take Cade McNown that draft?
Absolutely. I got it. My dad taped his first game.
Yes.
I got it recorded for some crazy reason.
Yes.
Left-hander.
Yes. Everybody that's ever lit the Bears on fire, the Bears had an opportunity to take. Dante Culpepper, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, hell, Randy Moss. Like, we passed on all those guys.
Drop a name, Gino. Who you got?
Man, I'm going back to my day, and I'm going with Lawrence Phillips. Do y'all remember Lawrence Phillips out of the University
running back from
of Nebraska?
Give me the history, bro.
Man, he was probably the illest. What draft was that? Lawrence Phillips, I think. I was 94, so I think he probably was 96.
DJ, what draft was Lawrence Phillips, running back from Nebraska?
I think Lawrence Phillips was 96.
Okay.
That was one of my guys. I was a huge Nebraska guy. I thought Donovan McNabb was going to go to Nebraska to follow up Tommy Frazier, but they wanted McNabb to be a wide receiver or a running back, so he chose Syracuse instead.
Yeah.
But Lawrence Phillips, man, if it was 96, he was the number 1 draft pick in 96. The biggest part of it was he was having these problems before he got drafted, but he was such a talented player. He was probably the most talented player in that draft.
Monster.
They put those issues behind him, gave him the chance, came in. I think he probably had 2 or 3 years. Yeah. He had a good year, but the assault problems came back. I think he beat up his girlfriend. He ended up doing a long prison sentence, man.
He did.
96, exactly.
96, good call,
1996, yeah. So I'm going with Lawrence Phillips, man. I was definitely super salty when Lawrence Phillips didn't turn out to be one of the coldest running backs ever.
He was a dog in college. Rashawn Salam, I see that, Brandon. That's a good call too. He had a year or two though.
Salam, he was a weed smoker, right?
Yeah, he from Colorado. He had a year or two.
All right.
I see Maurice Claret. You know what?
Y'all killing it out there.
Oh, Maurice Claret
dropping the bust in the comments.
Christ, Maurice Claret.
You know what? I'm going with a guy. I already seen his name in the comments, man. But as a young Bears fan, I was very excited about the 2003 draft.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
I had my heart set on Terrell Suggs. I was picturing him coming off the edge for years to come in the Bears uniform because I was a Simeon Rice guy.
Yeah.
I grew up. Simeon Rice, one of my favorite players. I love that defensive position.
Shout out to the Caravan.
You see how I was messing with Mount Carmel before we even knew each other.
Before you finish, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, the second most state football titles in Illinois history. Only one behind Joliet Catholic, and we're going to catch them Hilltoppers soon, man. Shout out to Mike Allstott, too.
Salute to the Caravan.
Hey, you know Gene is coming for real when you talk about Mount Carmel.
Do it, man.
They come across Jackson Park looking like the Bears when I was a shorty. Like I'm a shorty, and you cutting through the park on Jackson Park driving. They pack up their bags and they coming over to the practice. Like they just walk across the field, across the street like it's not a street. Like nobody's gonna.
And
boom, boom. He's like, who these big ass motherfuckers?
And that's the freshman team.
I know, like it's crazy. I was over there. We used to go over there. They used to have a basketball tournament for grammar school, right? And my 8th grade team used to always play in there. And one day we was coming out of there, and I was still trying to figure out where I wanted to go to high school at and play football. I played basketball in grammar school, but who didn't? So we're coming out of there one day, and I'm hearing these collisions, and it's like banana. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I just kind of walk around the building to go see. It's just the Mount Carmel football team
just
having hitting drills, just regular, and it sounds like car crash. Just I said, nope, not going there, fam. Sammy, nope. That's what practice sounded like. I'm good.
And that was probably the tour days. They was doing.
It was bananas, dog.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to that football program.
Shout out to Coach Lenny, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach Lenny was a good dude, man. I hear a lot about him. I hear a lot of things circulating about Coach Lenny. But my 4 years there, he was a real cool guy, man.
Yeah, his exit was interesting. We going down the Mount Carmel rabbit hole.
No, man, let's stop that.
My bad.
I forgot who the hell.
You was going Michael Haynes.
Michael Haynes.
Oh man, Michael Haynes.
Michael damn Haynes from Penn State.
David Terrell, good call, Kenneth Steele.
I ran into David Terrell last year outside of.
Was you at jail?
Wow.
Stop.
Hey,
that's wrong.
He may have been fresh out.
Hey, stop it, man. David Terrell was one of the guys, man.
And you know,
I bet he was.
Real talk, he gives back. Every time I see David Terrell, he's doing something to give back to the community. But man, with all due respect, I feel like you got to throw him into that mix.
He was too involved in the streets. All right, keep going, man.
Reggie Bush. You know what I mean?
I can't put Reggie Bush in there. I see that comment from Brandon.
Reggie Bush was supposed to be a star.
But he was was he a bust, though?
Yeah, like I understand that. I understand what y'all saying in terms of not meeting the expectations.
Right, that's
but
different.
the man had a really solid career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
he
other
played the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, anybody. He played. He was on that Super Bowl team, wasn't he?
For the Saints?
Yeah, wasn't he on that team?
Was he on the Saints team that won the Super Bowl? I know he was on the Saints team that lost to the Bears.
Yeah, he definitely was on that team. I think Reggie Bush had a very solid NFL career. Was he all-time great like we thought he was going to be like the next Gale Sayers or something like that? No, it didn't really pan out for him like that, but it's hard for me to call him a bust when the man had a pretty good
Reggie
10-year
Bush
career.
is a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
Okay, shout out to Deuce McAllister, though.
I love Deuce.
Definitely.
Yep.
Is Mitch Trubisky in there, or did we know that he was going to be a
bust? Bust.
He was the number 2
Bust.
overall draft
But who
pick.
expected Mitch Trubisky to be raw?
Obviously,
The Bears.
Ryan Pace.
We didn't.
Yeah, but when they drafted him, I said he's got to be Hall of Fame or bust. The next day, after I sat with the idea of them trading up and passing on Patrick Mahomes and passing on Deshaun Watson, I said this dude it's Hall of Fame or bust for him, and they put him in that position to go up and trade up and get him at number 2. I didn't think he was going to be all that, but y'all put that kind of stock on him. It's Hall of Fame or bust for him. Who was the biggest bust?
That was one of my
Matt
other guys
Leinart.
from
Good
USC.
call.
That was one of my
Bush's
other
college quarterback.
Yep.
That whole USC thing. Lindale White
Johnny
too.
Manziel,
Lindale
though.
White.
Lindale White, Matt Leinart, Reggie, all that whole squad.
Lindale White was nice at Tennessee.
Yeah,
Shout out to my early NFL fantasy days.
Yeah, he was decent too. He should have been what King Henry is.
White.
He was that size back, that same type of.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison right there.
Yeah.
Johnny Football. You said.
Oh, Johnny Manziel. Woo.
Rex Grossman, Brian Bosworth, Rick Meyer.
Wow.
Notre Dame.
The Boz.
Yeah.
Tim Couch. I can think of a bunch of them guys. Tim Couch.
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf
is the poster child for
he's number 1
bust
across the board. I see somebody just said Cedric Benson.
Benson.
You know what?
I don't think he.
First of all, rest in peace to Cedric Benson.
That's first of all, rest in peace. But he was a contributor on that NFC Championship team that went to the Super Bowl for the Bears. He was a contributor. Him and Thomas Jones didn't get along. That was unfortunate for the Bears. I think they were able to better utilize that 1-2 punch. It would have been better for the team.
Yes.
But bust, sure. I mean, he wasn't, but I think he was a decent player. I think he was a solid player for a couple years. Bust though, I agree.
I'm thinking who else?
Vince Young.
Bust.
Based on his college career. Carson Palmer.
Todd. He was good. Lefty, number 13. Todd
Marinovich.
Todd Marinovich. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I see Charles Rogers. I remember that.
Charles Rogers for Detroit.
Every single receiver that the Detroit Lions drafted for 6 years in a row before they finally hit on Calvin Johnson.
Absolutely.
They went through all of them cats. It was Charles Rogers.
Roy Williams.
It was Roy Williams. Every single year they took a supposedly elite receiver with the number 1 pick and they fizzled out immediately.
I still remember.
They finally hit on Calvin Johnson.
The Charles Rogers Madden commercial. I'm Charles Rogers. Got 68 catches and 13 touchdowns. Come on.
He was huff.
Didn't work out for the NFL for him. Hey, we'll be back, man. Let's talk some fantasy. I know you guys are getting ready for some fantasy playoffs, man. I got a couple of gems for you on the other side of this break. We'll be right back at the Kickoff Kickback.
Mark Colombo.
He was decent with Dallas.
Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind the screen, naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worried me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to, disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose the rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
WIIFTBPN.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
I'm paying my dues, don't need no extras. Me and the crew, group of bad, don't need no extra shit. Playing with guapo, that is a knock though, we need that extra. Fly like propellers, we doing extra. When I jumped off the porch, I jumped in the bag. Quiet little just moving the bag. Mama told me how to stack. Granny told me about the rags. But I fucked my money up, had to get into it. Bro, to keep it tucked. He a bad influence, peeping everything.
We are back at the Kickoff Kickback, having a spirited discussion on some of these NFL busts. The comments are going crazy. I like some of these names.
Yeah, they're dropping some good ones, man, for real.
Got to take Jameis Winston off of the list, though. Come on, guys.
Why take him off the list?
He should be the quarterback of New Orleans right now. He can't be a bust.
No, he shouldn't, T.
Come on.
Give me Taysom over
Taysom
Jay.
Hill was playing the Broncos with no quarterback last. We'll see how these guys go this week.
If we're going to talk about bust from FSU, I got to mention, I told you LeVar Arrington was my favorite college player. Perhaps my second favorite college player of all time is Peter Warrick.
Oh, that was my man.
The receiver from Florida State.
Come on, man.
I want to say the Bengals drafted him like number 9 overall. Maybe I'm just saying that because 9 was the number in college.
Yeah.
He was a bust too.
I love Peter Warrick.
Yeah. Sorry.
Definitely some more than a few draft busts out there for sure, man. But hey.
Chris Wanke, for that matter.
Wanke.
Since we on Seminoles.
Chris Wanke, Joe.
That
man was like 27 when he got
39.
How
Joe was 137 years old.
137 years old.
Like he was a demo, huh?
Yeah, no, he got drafted to play baseball. He was a professional baseball player. That didn't work out. He came back to Florida State to play quarterback. He was old as shit playing with them 18-year-old boys.
He was like 24.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all remember the man Kajana Carter?
Oh my, yes.
From the Bengals?
Yes, indeed, the running back. Yeah.
I do. I can see him now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's a lot of Huff guys out here, man.
Joey
Harrington.
Come on, y'all.
That's another good one.
Come on, y'all.
They took out a 100-foot billboard in Times Square for his Heisman campaign.
Sorry, Lions. Hey, what was the comment, Herb? Do the Bears have
the
worst draft history?
The last posed question was, do the Bears have the worst draft history in the NFL? Yes, no, or nope, the Lions. I want to say the Bears, but I had to go nope, the Lions. I like you adding that in there, man. That's a good one. Nope, the Lions.
It's definitely the Lions. Sorry, Detroit. It's
tough.
cold in the D, bro.
Jeff George.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wasn't he at University of Illinois?
Yes. Another dude with immense arm talent, could throw the ball through a keyhole from 100 yards away, but that was it. It never worked out for that dude.
That man threw a pick or two every game.
Curtis Enos.
Huff.
Curtis Enos.
Bears running back.
Wow.
Ooh, Curtis Enos. He was a fumbling machine.
Yeah,
another Penn State cat. Yeah, no dice on him either.
Ooh, these Penn State guys.
Yeah, they fall off.
Hey, I saw Indiana U knock off Wisconsin yesterday. I'm thinking, when was the last time Indiana was good? Antoine Randall L?
Antoine Randall
Absolutely.
L. Shout out to the hometown kid, man.
Yes, sir.
Man. I'm
Super
like,
Bowl champ.
Indiana, I said, whoa, man,
Yeah,
these
man.
guys are huff. But
Yeah, man.
they put up a good fight yesterday, and I think they lost their starting quarterback. So
that
whoever the
sucks.
backup is, he came in and did work.
Chris Williams come with Mike Tomczak. That's hilarious.
And hire Mike Tomczak or hire Jim Harbaugh to come and coach the Bears.
Dead ass. I think about one of our biggest busts. Who I saw it in the comments. Chris Williams. Every time I see the homie Chris Williams in the comments, I think about bum ass left tackle from Vanderbilt, Chris
Every
Williams, that the
time.
Bears took at like number 14. I want to say that dude was trash.
Namesake.
Yeah.
Matt Liner showed up.
Yeah,
again.
my liner. Yeah, we definitely called him
You're in the
out.
top 5, buddy.
That guy. Woo.
On that note, let's talk some fantasy real quick, guys.
Let's do it.
I said Devontae Parker was the guy to ride with last week. He had a decent game.
He did. He didn't get in the end zone, but he had well over 100 yards.
Well over 100
he balled
yards,
out.
9 catches.
Yeah.
I think about 20 fantasy points. Hopefully he did you some justice. Let's fast forward to this week, man, because I spent a little extra time looking up some fantasy hopefuls for today because it's a tough one. It's late in the fantasy year. For a lot of you guys, this is the last week before the off start for your fantasy leagues. So it's about your last-ditch effort to either try to solidify your spot in the playoffs or you're looking down the line, looking at those matchups for the next 3 weeks to see if you can get to a championship, okay?
I gave up.
You out the mix, you throwing the towel
Man,
on
you see my record.
throw
in
the
our
damn
league,
towel.
Right.
Okay? That's it. You calling it one for all smoke welcome,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm still setting my lineup every week, but I'm
out of vows
I
because
might-
because you said you was.
It would be different if I could lose out and guarantee myself the top pick in next
Right,
year's draft,
right,
but I can't.
right. I can't, so I might as well keep
just
swinging.
Yeah,
It's
man.
over a few weeks early. I feel you. I
Damn,
feel
man.
You. Yeah, man. I feel like I know some people in the comments don't want to hear anything that got anything to do with fantasy because your seasons are over
it's
before
over.
you wanted them to be. I feel you.
But somebody might need that extra
Oh,
little
yeah.
push over the line, man. You came through last week with Devontae Parker. We was all like, yo, take that Saints defense. They finna turn the ball over against, man, they finna force the Broncos to turn it over
Yes.
all game long. That certainly came to fruition. They was turning it over up and down the field. I said they wouldn't get 100 yards. They didn't. Like that was easy last week. Your pick for Devontae Parker was good. What you got for him this week, man?
Here's what I'm going this week, man. I'm looking at the Houston Texans, even though they lost Will Fuller.
Okay.
I'm looking at Brandon Cooks and QT
Okay.
as the guys you have to put in your lineup today. Deshaun Watson is hotter than fire right now. He's definitely, if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, this dude would be my MVP, even with the losing record.
Wow.
Because it doesn't matter. This guy lost DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
He's still putting up the best numbers of his career.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Kiki Cutie and my man Brandon Cooks. If there's any way that you can get those guys in your lineup today, I'm thinking we can see a touchdown for both of those guys. After that, it's a roll of the dice, y'all. You know, the matchups this week are tough. It's not a lot of free agents. I just saw before I came in, though, Josh Jacobs is out.
Okay, the running back from the Raiders.
That means it's a running back out there floating that's going to be starting today. His name is Devontae Booker. He is the starting running back in place of Josh Jacobs today for the Raiders. Anytime you can get a free running back that's going to start out of the waiver wire at this point of the season, it's an easy decision to throw him in your lineup. And we both know, or we all know, that the Oakland Raiders like to run the ball. So I'm looking at that, at Devontae Booker as a guy that should be available in your leagues. Go ahead and pick him up. He's starting in today. But other than that, y'all,
I like both of those tips, man. I like both of those tips. I always like Brandon Cooks. He is a phenomenal athlete. He's got top end speed. He can get behind the defense. He can stretch the defense. It's never out of the realm of possibility for him to go 80 yards on any given play.
Right.
And so the potential for him to get a touchdown on a deep ball from Deshaun Watson, I like that. I like that, especially when their usual deep threat Will Fuller is not there. I like the Brandon Cooks pick, and like you said, you can get a running back. You know they're gonna touch the ball 20 times a game, whether it's handoffs or swing passes, whatever it's gonna be.
Unless it's the Bears.
stay away from that.
Yeah.
I got another name for you real quick, man. Sammy Watkins for that Chiefs offense. If you're looking for a player that's in that high, octane offense, Sammy Watkins came back from injury last week. He should be available in your league this week. Hey, he can end up in the end zone as well. So
you never know.
There we go.
Give me
y'all.
any one of them six guys they got.
Yeah.
Like Miko Hardeman, Cheetah, tight end. Like, give me any one of those guys.
Exactly.
Miles calling Tyreek Evans the best receiver in the league right
Ty
now.
Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill. I called him Tyreek.
Last from the past, the basketball player from Memphis.
Yeah.
You
My
know
bad.
what?
My bad.
One of Calipari's guy.
Yeah.
Off note, but
Yeah.
the man had 200 yards in the first quarter last week.
Tyreek?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a fool.
Out of control.
He is a fool.
He's playing with the best quarterback I've ever seen. There's really no reason to hold it back anymore. This man,
is this his third or fourth year?
This is his third year, bro.
season.
And he's god of the league right now,
He's on
man.
pace to break every record.
Come on, this man Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's nasty.
Woo.
He's nasty.
And then you got the weapons around him. Travis Kelce,
Cheetah, Miko Hardeman, Sammy Watkins. You got Edwards-Helaire, the running back from LSU.
Oh, man.
It's just too much talent back there for this dude to be that good. Like it's not even fair.
They
fair.
signed Le'Veon Bell just because.
That Steelers Chiefs game in the AFC Championship is going to be bomb. I can't wait for it. I want to see it right now.
Got a circle for sure. Hey, you know what we on when we get back from this, man. It's time to talk picks on the other side of this break. You had to kick off kickback.
WIFTBPN.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Lord knows that I've been avoiding mirrors. Every time I'm in them, see the picture getting clearer. But I value life more, cause my death is getting nearer. When my mama tried to warn me, nigga wasn't trying to hear her. Pulling on my rag, telling me to lead the game. One shit up in the crib, so the streets is where I came. If I had a daddy, then some shit would probably change. But that wasn't what it was, so I kicked it in the Saints. Had a little squad, young niggas went hard. We believe what we was seeing, we ain't thinking about God. We was thinking about work, who we gon' stick first. Cause my mama ain't half of me to get it out of purse. Big Vic taught me how to hustle till it hurt. Big Maul told me Peter Paul said try 'em all. Lost my big brothers and I lost my first son. I ain't look up in the sky, put my back against the wall. If a nigga try me, he gon' feel it.
All right, here we go. Excuse me, we're right back at the Kickoff Kickback. Ready for my favorite part of the show, man. I gotta update these guys on how their picks shook down last week.
Y'all surprised the hell out of me last week when y'all flipped the script and went Bears. And Packers
I
with
was
me,
only
man.
going. I'm going Bears this week too.
Y'all surprised the hell out of me. I said y'all. The 1 week where I'm like, nah, I'm not going Bears. Y'all went Bears and Packers. Y'all surprised the hell out of me. I thought y'all was playing the whole show until y'all actually put it down.
I only did it because Mitch was back. I know better now.
Mitch Bike, baby.
That was just how much I hate the Packers. That was all that was. You know what I mean? I regret that shit. You know what I mean? Sorry, y'all. I won't make that mistake. I'm not going to do the W this week. Let's update the picks this week, y'all. We've been close to neck and neck since we've been picking picks. We finally have a shuffling of the rankings, okay?
I'm scared.
I already know
with the number one. I'm going to start with the person that won last week. It was, without question, Herb Howard.
Hey, I finally won the week.
You led the pack with 11-5. You went absolutely crazy.
Look, my mom made it.
In the first half of the games, you were 100%. You made up for going over 2
on Thursday,
games
right?
To win the week, man. You were 11-5, which brings your total to 43-25.
43-25. I'm with it.
That's decent.
I'm with it. I'm 18 games over 500.
Gino, you were 9-7 last week, bro.
Tough, man.
You were 9-7 last week, which brought your total to 42-26.
Damn.
Okay, so Herb.
Yes, sir.
You've jumped in front of Gino.
Herb is 43-25.
For second place, yes.
Okay.
You jumped in front of Gene a game.
Fucking
I went
Bears.
9-7 as well. Okay, me and you tied. My record is 43-25, so me and you are tied for the lead at the
Hey.
I'm on y'all last.
Okay.
Hey, you
Gino,
just one game back, right?
I'm
42-26?
Right there. Gino, that Atlanta game that you switched your pick on.
Oh, yeah.
Would have made it a 3-way tie.
You let us and the fam talk you right out your motherfucking dub because you was on that Falcons team and we was like, and I was like, We was like, nah.
It was a straight
and then they said
Beat down.
Julio wasn't playing.
And
somebody
somebody
was
else.
out.
And
who?
Gurley.
Todd Gurley. Once they said Gurley, you was like,
Julio I was cool with. When they said Gurley, I said, nah.
They blew them boys out the water.
I was tight.
They definitely went crazy. And because of that, we have a two-way tie at the top between myself and Herb. Gino, you are right on our ass, right behind us just by one game.
Yeah.
So as we dive into these picks, it's going to matter, man. Let's
I'm
go ahead.
y'all this week.
Let's
man.
lock in with 3 more weeks to go.
Let's go.
Y'all ready to jump into it?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to win.
Y'all know how we do. Gino, you got to give me the facts after I let you know what game we're on. Let's kick it off with Saints versus Falcons, the first game of the week.
We have the Saints versus the Falcons. Let's see. Atlanta at home +3, coming off a big win. Who did they beat last week?
Who was it that we was on?
The Raiders. Did they beat this shit?
Was it the Raiders? It was somebody.
I think it was the Raiders. I think it was the Raiders. Somebody out there. Is Julio playing?
They beat the Raiders 43-6 last week.
In Atlanta.
With no Julio and no TG. Okay. 400.
+3 at home against the Saints. Ooh, that's a division game.
Division game.
In the dome.
Any what's the records? Can we see the records? Do they show the records?
We're going to the extra.
We need. Come on.
Okay, hold on.
Trying to figure it out.
The Saints are 9-2. The Falcons are 4-7.
Julio is in. Shout out to D. Davis. Julio is in.
What up, Rev? I see you, bro.
New Orleans. Shout out. Yeah, that's D. Your boy out. Way out.
Yes, sir. Holding it down. He stays on it. So I think he's subliminally telling you go with the Falcons.
Man, the Saints are 9-2 at the top of the NFC playoff race. I'm taking the Saints, man. It's the Saints. I'm not.
Gurley in too.
Gurley is in too.
Yeah, Phil just came through with that piece.
So they're at full strength, bro. Are you gonna redeem yourself and ride with the Falcons?
I'm going with the Falcons. Man.
Okay.
Oh, Dirty Birds.
Yes, Drew Brees is eligible to play.
Drew Brees is eligible
he ain't
to play.
playing,
I don't know where he got a rib cage from overnight, but
you know how they do.
They emailed him one.
I'm going with the Saints, bro.
You taking Saints?
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints.
I thought you was going Falcons.
No, I'm taking the Saints.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Saints. Here we go, Herb.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons, man. It's really time for these guys to really start solidifying their playoff positioning. So you're talking about who's going to be in the running to get a bye, who's going to get some home games in the playoff. The Falcons know these games are important. The Saints know these games are important.
What's the Falcons' record again?
4-7.
So technically, because the Bears are 5-6, so technically
they're
still
in the
right
hunt.
there.
They're in the hunt, y'all.
Yeah, I'm staying with New Orleans. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Saints for sure, man. Give me the Saints in this one.
Oh, I thought you got me going Dolo. I'm rolling with
Dolo
the
on the
Falcons, y'all.
Dolo T
kicking it off early.
The way the Falcons offense looked, they were clicking on all cylinders. I don't think that's going to wear off in just 1 week. That's high offense right there, y'all. And I do not like Taysom Hill. Okay,
Dolo T. All Taysom Hill do is score touchdowns, man.
All he do is run it in from the 3-yard line.
All you do is spin records. All he do is score touchdowns, man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
On to the next game, y'all. Jaguars versus Vikings.
We got Minnesota at home -10 over the Jags.
Ooh, okay.
I'm taking Minnesota, but I ain't taking that -10.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I think that
it's hot.
Dalvin Cook has another one of those signature games this week. He might go for like $170 on the weak ass Jaguars. Give me the Vikings, no doubt.
I don't know what it is about the Jaguars
Dolo T
that I like.
Dolo T again, right off the bat.
I'm going with them, man.
Oh
versus the
God.
Vikings.
He trying to take off on us in the standings. That's what this is
Or
about.
he's trying to fall all the way off.
Right.
Hey, no risk, no rewards, y'all. I'm going for the whole thing. Okay?
Chris Williams, which one on the Jags?
I'm going with the Jaguars, Chris, man. We gonna have to ride out together on this one. I just don't trust the Vikings.
Wow.
Even though
you like that?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, I'm riding with the Jaguars, y'all.
All right. Dolo T twice in a row, right off the bat.
Y'all, I thought y'all may have been feeling me on that one. Let's go ahead and move to the next game, though. This is gonna be a good one, okay? Cleveland versus Tennessee, Browns versus Titans. Gino, hit us with the facts.
Browns versus Titans. I think I just passed them up. Okay, Tennessee at home -4, coming off a big win over Indianapolis last week.
Yeah.
Cleveland's been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm going with King Henry and company. -4.
Okay.
I'm going to take that -4.
Yeah, that sounds just about right to me. Close game, but they at home. We expected King Henry to get loose last week. He certainly did. And I think he gets loose again, carries that team just enough. I say Tennessee 27-23. I'll take that 4 points.
Okay. I'm completely intrigued by the running game in this one. Derrick Henry versus our boy Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
The best 1-2 punch in the league, in my opinion.
Gonna make it Dolo T for the third time, man.
You know what? I got burned picking the Colts versus the Titans last week. I'm not going to do that this week. The Titans are nasty.
I tried to tell y'all King Henry was going to get loose last week.
Yeah, you did.
I won't be surprised if they throw a monkey wrench in that Chiefs-Steelers AFC Championship game somehow.
They're the only team I'm worried about.
Right.
I'm
stopping
taking
that game from happening.
I swear, man, they got that loss from last year's playoffs still in their mouth. I love Mike Vrabel as a head coach, okay?
I like Mike Vrabel, too.
I'm running with the Tennessee Titans over the Cleveland Browns today.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it's a clean sweep
Clean
outside
sweep for
of
Tennessee.
Derek. Derek is the only one picking Cleveland out there.
All right, D, I see you.
Derek stays on point. I'm going to keep my eye on that.
All right.
Up next, man, we talked about this for the first hour. Bears versus Lions, okay?
Bears versus Lions. Bears at Soldier Field, -3.
Back at the crib.
Give me the Bears.
Woo! Come on, man. Again?
Yeah, they gotta beat the Lions, bro.
All right, bro. Let me know.
I'm rolling with the Bears as well, man. They find a way to beat the Lions all the time. I think the defense answers the challenge from Matt Nagy, whether the challenge was right or wrong. I think they respond to it. I expect Khalil Mack, 3 sacks from Khalil Mack. Put it in the book. That's my bold prediction this week. Khalil Mack, 3 sacks.
Okay.
I also expect Eddie Jackson to get his hands on the football. I hope it's a pick. It may be a fumble recovery. I expect Eddie Jackson to get his hands on the ball. I expect Khalil Mack to get 3 sacks, and the Bears should still come out with like 10 points.
I'm taking those bets. I like that. I like Khalil Mack to have a huge game.
3 sacks for me today, Mac. Let's go.
Come on, Herb needs that 3 sacks. Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
come on, Khalil. Hope you're listening.
Mac, don't let him down.
Eddie Jackson, I feel like will have a big game. Here's where I'm worried, bro. Mitchell Trubisky is the quarterback.
Mitch Bike.
Bruh. Okay, I know he kills the Lions. But after watching the last game, I don't think there's any NFL player that's going to let Mitch Trubisky and this Bears offense beat them. It may get ugly. I'm taking the Lions in this one.
Can they get a ball to David Montgomery 30 times today?
They should. Can he quarterback? Can we do some wild card?
Can Bill Lazor can the guy who calls the plays call the plays and don't let Mitch jag?
Can Mitch make a correct read?
What kind of read do you need to say hut hike and turn around and get a ball to the nigga behind you?
He can do that as many times as he wants, but he can't do it every snap. And those snaps where he can't are the ones that I'm worried about the most.
Man.
Okay,
Hey, man, keep it simple, bro.
I think they keep it simple. Mitch Trubisky plays well. 100+ rating, 250+ passing, couple touchdowns, no picks.
I'm feeling real. I'm feeling real
well.
dolo on this
Simple,
one.
Herb.
Out of all my dolo picks, this is the one I'm feeling the most.
The one you feel best about?
Kind of lonely on this one. I thought I was gonna have my brothers with me. I had to get
Dolo
the coat
T
out the
again.
trunk. It's kind of cold. Okay.
Dolo T is out here
You
today.
taking the Lions, man?
I'm taking the Lions, bro. I know they just lost their coach and GM.
The Lions, the Jags, and who else you Dolo on?
The Lions, the Jags,
and the Falcons.
and the Falcons.
Wow. Okay.
All right, here we go, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. The Jets versus the Raiders. The Raiders are down a starting running back. The Jets have knocked on the door in recent weeks, but have found a different way to jag the game every time.
I see Sam Darnold has taken it upon himself.
Or is Joe Flacco is out there?
No, Sam Darnold's
back?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
he's taken it upon himself to
I'm
say
sorry,
that he's
Joe.
jagged a whole lot of games this year. It's his fault. We know the script.
Is it
We know
too
how
soon to
goes.
throw him in the bus list?
Let's wait till the end of the season.
Next up, he's on deck.
He's
Okay,
on that
for a bust. Okay.
We got the Jets at the crib +7. I don't care if Derek Carr? David Carr was another bust.
Oh my God, we slept on David Carr,
David
number
Carr.
1 pick out of Fresno State.
David Carr
And
was
then to have his brother come,
and then his little brother
win
come
MVP,
and still
have a
ball.
respectable career. Okay.
David Carr wanted to be a supermodel. He didn't want to be a quarterback.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
that
he
motherfucker
did.
used to get dressed for the game.
Yeah, he
like
did.
hair all crazy. Like, fam, we finna go out here. What you doing? Somebody get David out the mirror so we can go ball. Like, what the fuck is we doing?
Facts. Come on.
Body slam his ass, and I'm taking the Raiders.
Okay.
I don't know the -7. You said the Jets wouldn't win a game all year. I'm with you on that. The -7, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go money line.
I read that score. They lost 43-6 last week.
Against who?
Against the Falcons.
Falcons did them in.
Right. Oh,
did the Raiders in.
Are they gonna find a way to redeem themselves this week?
Yeah, man. Chucky's one of my favorite coaches. I like John Gruden a lot. I think he's able to reach his team in a way that allows them to respond to adversity. I don't see they got embarrassed last week by a team without their two best players. I think they respond this week against a team who should be outmatched. Give me the Raiders.
Hey, after a disappointing loss, you want to see the Jets on your schedule. It is a blessing from the football guys. The Raiders are definitely winning this one. I'm standing on the fact that the Jets ain't winning a single game this year. We can move on from that one.
Chris Dolo on the Jets. I see you out
Dolo,
here.
Chris, man.
It's not too late to delete that one, Chris. Come on, bro. It's not too late.
Chris, I talked to you during the week on the book, too, so I'm on your heels with this one, man. You lost me on this one.
He might pull it out.
All right, y'all. Here's an interesting game for me. Seahawks versus Giants. Okay? Seahawks on a 2-game winning streak. The Giants have found a way to play some decent football, but they are without Danny Dimes this week. And we all know they've been without Saquon Barkley.
Danny Dimes.
No Danny Dimes this week?
No, Daniel Jones is out.
Seattle at the crib, -10.5. I'm taking Seattle, and I'm taking that spread.
Okay.
Yeah, they -10 at the crib, 10.5 at the crib.
-10.5 in Seattle.
Yeah, man. No 12th man or not. Again, it's just getting time. The calendar has turned to December. It's time to start positioning yourself for that playoff run. The Seahawks are in a very, very tough division when you talk about the Cardinals and who's the other team in the West that's playing good ball?
Arizona, Seattle, San Francisco.
Oh, not San Fran.
LA.
The Rams,
yeah.
right? So I think they understand how important these games are down the stretch for them. They got to find a way to get a dub against a undermanned Giants team. I'm going with the Seahawks for sure. Uh-oh.
Hey, man, don't.
This man is dolo as hell.
He's crazy as hell. I'm telling you now, you crazy as hell.
I'm not even going to watch you make this pick. You fronting.
I'm marinating on it, and I know Colt McCoy, who's going to be the Giants quarterback today, is one of those prized backup quarterbacks.
One of those busts.
I want everybody that's tuned in to look at me and her right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just
look at them, but then look at the records and who's sitting at the top of the picks.
Yeah,
list,
well,
okay?
it ain't okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
you wildin'.
I'm going with the Seahawks, y'all.
Okay,
I was close. I had to bring out back the edge. I'm not going to go out and tweak like that.
I like how you leave it in suspense, though. Okay. You're good at this, man.
I got to be unpredictable.
You're good at this, man.
The Seahawks are going to win this one easily. It's a nice tune-up time for the Seahawks before they get into playoff form. Seahawks an easy one. Let's take a break real quick before we dive into the second half of the games and picks. I'm not going to do it, y'all. I know I'm standing Dolo. I almost did, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm good.
A lot this week.
Let's jump back into it on the other side of this break, y'all. You had the Kickoff Kickback.
WIFTBPN.
Food, culture, impact. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support The Woodline, located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodline is an innovative economic center for the entire family. Stop by and try our jerk-inspired menu. Plus, get details on our new Igloo Dining experience. Restaurant, event space, cultural space. For more info about reservations or our COVID-19 friendly space, visit us online at www.thewoodline1200.com.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me, said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
We are back at the Kickoff Kickback, giving you the lick on the picks for this Sunday's slate of games. There are 15 that are going to be taking place today or this week between Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The Ravens will be playing the Cowboys this Tuesday. We saw the debacle that they had getting pushed from Thanksgiving Thursday to the next Wednesday.
I enjoyed that Wednesday afternoon football.
It was refreshing, bro. It was weird.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it was. I'm never in a bad.
Catch some NFL football. I'm with it.
Exactly. So Tuesday, Herb, you guys are going to be broadcasting.
Yeah.
During the football game.
Yeah, we were this past Wednesday too. That game started like 2:30, something like that.
Yep, 2:40.
Something like So we were broadcasting during that game too. It's definitely weird, but
I'm saying
like you
it's
said,
2 games Monday and 2 games Tuesday. What? It's crazy. So
bananas, man. Listen, man, before y'all get y'all self set for football this week, make sure y'all got something good to eat, man. Stop by the Woodline. They got jerk chicken, rib tips, turkey tips, and more. It can all be ordered online or by phone from the Woodline. It is located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodline on Chicago's South Side is where food, culture, and making an impact intersect. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support the Woodline, an innovative economic center for the entire family. Experience igloo dining or host your own socially distant event. Visit them online at www.thewoodline1200.com. Make sure y'all stop by there, grab your food for the game. Let them know we sent you. They might be showing the game over on their rooftop. Their rooftop is pretty dope. They might actually have some distant seating for the game. I'm not sure if that's true, but stop by there and grab your food.
Take advantage of this warm December weather, bro.
Yeah,
enjoy some Bears football on the 9.
Go touchdown on the 9. On the real, go touchdown on the 9. Man, also, shout out to my boy. Shout out to the What's in it for the Black People resident artist now. I Am God. West. In the building, rocking with the brothers. T, I see you, man.
Definitely saw you fall through the kickback. We see you back there.
Man, shout out to him. Everybody out there sending them stars. T sent 100. I see everybody else sending them stars.
We definitely see y'all coming through the stars.
Mama McIntosh always dropping stars on us. Thank you so much. Let's jump back into these picks real quick, y'all. I'm standing alone on a few of them this week. Dolo T is in full effect. We're going to see how the rest of these games for this week shake down, though. I think we're going to agree on some of these, man. Up next.
They add our reputation for these waters this week, too, right?
They say this is a sign that it went left yesterday.
Man, we can't just chill on a Sunday.
We can't sip some water at the kickback, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. It's just a dry kickback. We ain't no telling what we got out there, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, Joe.
We got a reputation to maintain.
Exactly.
I think it's more about Herb, though.
Yeah, Herb. Kicking it with you. We got a reputation up home.
Yeah,
right?
man. My reputation precedes me. People just expect me to be drinking, so we gotta get the people what they want, man.
And Herb, my mama said, I think 2 is wearing off on Herb.
That's bad.
Anybody that knows,
he's radicalizing Herb. I don't know.
Yeah, anybody that knows, cuz they know that he's a special character. I'm like, Herb is a special character as well. I'm like, they mesh very well together. I don't think
definitely.
Herb is gonna let cuz get to him.
Yeah, like man, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to work with the brother, man. So shout out to Mom, she ain't wrong.
Yo, let's jump back into these picks real quick, y'all. I'm thinking this next game may be the game of the week. LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Gino, hit us with the facts.
LA Rams, Arizona Cardinals. Arizona at the crib plus 2.5. Arizona's been on a downslide lately, man. I know you are the leader of the Kyler Murray fan club.
I'm trying to keep it together, man. We done lost a few members off the bandwagon over the last couple weeks.
Jared Goff and them guys over there looking good in L.A. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Arizona at home. What's them records, T?
All right, we're going deeper.
Yeah, it's
Rams
tight.
versus Cardinals.
It's tight.
The Rams sitting at 7-4. Cardinals are 6-5. Both coming off losses.
Who did the Rams lose to? You remember?
The Rams lost to the 49ers
last week. They lost
Sunday
to the
night.
And they had all they got. They lost on the last second field.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm going Cardinals, man.
Woo.
I'm going Cardinals.
Okay.
I'm taking that 2.5 too. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, why not? That's a tough game. It's a division game. It's two teams that have played good ball. But again, for me, it's moving time. It's time for teams to start separating themselves. I think that while the Cardinals have been able to hang around, they haven't really been playing all that good football for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Without D-Hop going up and snaring that Hail Mary, they would have lost something like 3 or 4 in a row.
Facts.
They've been on a skid. I think that the Rams are trying to separate themselves. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. They position themselves to get ready for a postseason run.
Okay.
I'm totally just going off of fandom in this one, y'all. I'm picking
Dolo
the Cardinals.
Herb.
I'm picking the Cardinals in this one. Hopefully, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins can find some kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
It hasn't been there over the last few weeks, y'all.
Yeah.
This is purely off of me liking the Cardinals, y'all. So I'm going with Arizona.
I'm Dolo on the Rams this week, man.
Dolo Herb for the first time, man.
We got to find, what the stats are when Herb goes Dolo, because I feel like you go crazy when you stand alone, bruh. Okay?
Except for the Bears.
Yeah. But last week,
I was Dolo on the
schooled
Packers.
us, bruh.
Yeah.
Up next, y'all.
What we got?
Patriots versus Chargers.
We got the LA Chargers at the crib -2 over Scam and Company.
Yes, sir.
Scam.
Definitely taking the Chargers.
Whoa,
Okay.
Scam.
Oh, Scam.
Patriots are 5-6, and the Chargers are 3-8.
Yeah, man. I just, I know they out west with it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. My bad. I'm thinking LA. I'm thinking LA Rams.
It's 2 LA teams.
My bad.
Chargers.
Let me go back.
Justin Herbert and the boys.
Even though he's a gunslinger, what's those records again?
We're talking
5-8.
5-6 and 3-8.
Okay, my bad.
Patriots are 5-6. Chargers are 3-8. With the likely rookie of the year offensively.
I'm gonna leave that game alone. As far as my bread is concerned, I'm gonna have to take the Chargers, man.
Still going with the Chargers. I'm rolling with Scam. Give me the Patriots, man. I just think they figure out a way to get it done this time of year. I'm going with the Patriots. Is the AFC East is still up for grabs, or did the Bills run away with it already?
The Bills are in the lead, kind of with a stranglehold on it. We'll see though. The Patriots, if they can win over these next few weeks, they'll put some pressure on them.
Okay, cool.
I'm going with the Patriots, y'all.
Dolo G.
Dolo G on the Chargers.
Good luck with that one, Gino.
Yeah, I know, right?
Up next, Eagles versus Packers. This is a game I was looking at as a possible upset, but Gino hit us with the facts
Not
real
a
quick.
single solitary way that Philadelphia is beating Green Bay in Green Bay. Green Bay -8. I'm taking the Packers, and I'm taking that -8.
Okay.
Same. Give me the Packers.
Carson Wentz absolutely stinks, and I'm salty that they won't throw Jalen Hurts in there.
I'm still pissed from when the Eagles let me down when I went Dolo on them against like the Giants a couple weeks back.
remember.
And I was like, nah, I'm going with the Eagles. I felt so good about it too.
I remember.
I'm not rolling with them no more. Definitely give me the Packers in that one.
It was a cakewalk for the Packers versus the Bears. I feel like the Eagles are going to put up a better fight, but I'm still going with Green Bay in that one. The next one, y'all. We'll hit rapid fire action on these next few games. Broncos versus Chiefs.
Broncos versus Chiefs. Kansas City at the crib -13.5. I'm taking Kansas City.
Herb.
Over the who? Broncos?
Broncos.
Chiefs. We talked about they full arsenal of weapons.
Yeah.
Give me them.
Yeah, the Broncos are
Give me
definitely dead meat today. I'm going with the Chiefs. Next up, we got, and this is a Monday night, early afternoon game. Steelers versus the Washington football team.
Steelers versus Washington football team. Steelers at home, -7. Definitely taking the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't know why they only -7. I would take them if they was -14. Steelers all day.
I'm going with the Washington football team.
Oh, my
y'all.
God, man.
They are going to hand the Steelers the first loss of the season.
This guy, thanks.
I'll be here next week.
Tweaking, man.
I'll be here next week for more picks, y'all.
Come on. Let's keep going.
Washington football team versus the Steelers. The Washington football team is going to beat the Steelers for the first time of the season.
Are you throwing games? Is somebody got money on him throwing games this week?
The Mays Jackson page.
Derek
Rev,
is
I
with you.
see you, Rev.
That's why y'all guys. That's why y'all guys,
Stand
man.
up.
That's why y'all
I
guys.
hope he's a reverend for real, because y'all gonna need Jesus and a lot of other things to get that
on my soul.
Like,
it's etched in stone now. The Steelers are going down.
Look at this guy.
y'all man, Chris too. Oh, y'all wildin'.
Come on, let's go.
Y'all
wildin'. You feel the vibes
next,
today.
Next, man.
Let's go, y'all. 49ers versus Bills.
I can't believe you.
San Francisco -1 at the crib. Woo.
Let's go.
I'm taking Buffalo, but I'm leaving that game alone with my bread.
I'm taking Buffalo in a close one. I think they get that running game going and they win it in the nail biter. Bills.
I'm taking enough risk this week. I'm going with
think?
the Bills. Last pick of the day, y'all. Ravens versus Cowboys.
This guy, man.
Baltimore at the crib -8.5. They've been trash lately.
They have been.
Is Lamar eligible? No, he ain't, right? So
he is.
Okay. Give me Baltimore. I don't know about the 8.5.
Lamar coming back. I'll take Baltimore too. Candace, do you see these people going against your Steelers, man? Undefeated. They say that they're going to lose to the Washington no-names. That is hilarious. Wow. I'm taking the Ravens in this game over the Cowboys. I think Lamar Jackson gets busy for a 300 all-purpose.
I like the Ravens as well, y'all. I'm going with Baltimore over Dallas. Even though I like that Dallas offense, even with a backup quarterback, I'm going with the Ravens to get their first win in a couple of weeks. On that note, y'all just got the lick on the picks, y'all.
You sure you weren't drinking? You sure? You sure it ain't vodka in that cup?
I'm more sober than I've been in a few weeks, y'all. So wow. I can see clearly now the rain is gone, right? On that note, you have just kicked it with the brothers at another Kickoff Kickback. Wow. I can't wait to see how these games turn out this week. Can't wait to update these picks, y'all. I'm going to be watching with open eyes for sure. For Herb Howard, Eugene McIntosh, I'm your man, Terrence Tomlin. We shall see y'all next Sunday.
Bear down.
Peace.
Cameras goofy capping act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick.